Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Diego Castro. President Bongbong Marcos summoned Chinese Ambassador Huang Xilian on Tuesday. Malacanang said Marcos Jr. wanted to, quote, express his serious concerns over Beijing's actions against the Philippine Coast Guard. This came after Chinese personnel used a military-grade laser to disrupt a resupply mission, an incident that the PCG said has already happened before.
The difference is that blue lights ito na ginamit, ngayon ang ginamit nila is green. Where in fact, ang nangyari pa noon, nung na-expose ang Coast Guard dito, ay nagkaroon sila ng temporary blindness din at skin itchiness.
The Foreign Affairs Department has already lodged a diplomatic protest calling out China's, quote, latest aggressive activities in the West Philippine Sea. But for some lawmakers, like Senator Francis Tolentino, the government could do better, as he suggested joint patrols with the United States or Japan.
With France helping us, with allies providing us equipment, I think there's nothing wrong. Do you think China would do that if there is a joint delivery of food supply going to Ayungin Shoal to replenish the food stocks of our soldiers billeted in the BRP Sierra Madre? Do you think the Chinese Coast Guard would do that? I don't think so.
An agriculture cooperative accuses the Agriculture Department of being involved in a modus to control the prices of onions and eventually warrant importation. Israel Reguyal, chairman of Bonena Multipurpose Cooperative, made this revelation before House lawmakers. Reguyal said a certain trader called Leia Cruz, also known as Miss Sibuyas, would purchase all locally produced onions at cold storage facilities and make it appear as though there's a shortage. This would then warrant the Agriculture Department to issue import permits for onions. Reguyal requested for an executive session where he said he will reveal the names of DA officials supposedly involved in the scheme. The agency has recently approved the importation of over 21,000 metric tons of onions as prices surges.
Pag nabili na po ang lahat ng sibuyas, eto na po yung Department of Agriculture. Magpapalabas na po ng import permit. Doon po kami patay. Common knowledge po yan sa amin sa Bungabong. Ganyan po ang nangyayari. Hihingi po ako ng executive session para po sana mapangalanan ko lahat ito. Marami po akong alam na nangyayari.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here in One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. The remains of Wilma Abulad Tezcan, a Filipino casualty from the 7.8 magnitude quake in Turkey, are expected to arrive in Manila today. Tezcan's immediate repatriation was done in response to the request of the victim's daughter and Turkish husband. Philippine Ambassador to Turkey, Maria Elena Algabre, says they are shouldering all the expenses for the repatriation of Tezcan's body. She says they also helped Tezcan's daughter secure documentary requirements to be able to join the flight back to the Philippines. Senate lawmakers are concerned over the capacity of our structures to withstand major earthquakes, as well as the capability of government to respond if Metro Manila is hit by the so-called Big One. Mayan Los Baños with the details.
Massive destruction, buildings torn down, and thousands of lives lost. This is the aftermath of the 7.8 magnitude quake that struck Turkey and Syria. And this is exactly what many, including senators, are afraid of.
Nakakatakot pang numero na ito. At kung isipin na pwede mangyari dito sa atin ang ganong kalakas na lindol, kinakabahan at naalala po tayo.
Senators pored over grim projections. In a 2004 study that was presented, 50,000 people will likely perish in the event of the big one, or a 7.2 magnitude quake. 30 to 40% of the buildings in Metro Manila will also collapse. Because of this, Senator Tulfo expressed concern over the plight of informal settlers who are tagged as the most vulnerable to earthquakes given their living situation in shanties and dilapidated tenement buildings.
Sila yung mga maging hardly hit. Ang tanong ko lang sana, kayo ho ba nag-inspect na po doon sa tirahan ng mga informal settlers? At kung nag-inspect po, anong klaseng mga inspection ginawa nyo at ano po klaseng ginawa nyo adjustment para masiguro itong mga pobre nating kababayan kapag nagkaroon ng earthquake, hindi sila ma-wipe out?
Mandato po kasi ng Department of Public Works and Highways ay ang mga public buildings po. Yung po mga private po ang in charge po dyan yung mga building officials sa mga LGU po.
After being further grilled by Senator Tulfo, the DPWH said they have already ordered LGU building officials to do regular inspection. But senators were not convinced.
Magbigay ho kayo ng specific. Ano mga areas sa informal sector sa Metro Manila? Marami dito na-inspect na po ng, sabi niyo mga taga-LGU in coordination with DPWH. Anong areas ng mga ito? At ilang mga bahay na ito? And can we see samples of those surveys or inspection that you have done and the work that you have done? I need those records.
Sabihin mo lang kung totoo kung wala kayo nagawa. Sabihin lang, maintindihan naman kayo.
My apologies. Please provide us a little bit of time.
The Senate Committee on Public Works is set to continue its hearing on the structural integrity of public establishments to determine the country's readiness in the event of a major disaster. Meanwhile, the DPWH is working on setting up an action center in Pampanga, which will serve as their alternate command center in case the big one hits Metro Manila and most of its infrastructure. Reporting for News 5, Mayan Los Baños, we are One News.
The Land Transportation Office is urging car owners to do their registration renewals online to avoid the hassle of lining up at registration sites. The LTO says that the process is easy. First, get third-party liability insurance and bring the vehicle to a private motor vehicle inspection center. Step 2, log on to portal.lto.gov.ph. Fill up the required fields, including the certificate of cover and other details. Car owners can then proceed to payment, either via credit or debit cards or e-wallets. And finally, have the ORCR printed. However, some car owners will need to link their car details to their online accounts. The LTO said about 30% of registered vehicles have not yet been included in the new system. Valentine's was not the only event yesterday. It was also the 99th birthday of Presidential Legal Counsel Juan Ponce Enrile. In a Facebook post, the former Senate President thanked everyone who greeted him. He also thanked the Lord for granting him 99 years on earth, which he says is fleeting. Before serving as Chief Legal Counsel to President Marcos Jr., Enrile was Justice Secretary and Defense Minister to Ferdinand Marcos Sr. He is a veteran lawmaker and more recently the subject of memes of immortality. And that's it for this hour. Join us again at 7:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register an account now at signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.